Let us take an example to understand the taxability of composite supply. Say I am a businessman. I am a businessman and my business is to purchase the mobile phones. To purchase the mobile phones from a mobile manufacturer and to purchase the charger from a different charger manufacturer. Okay, so I am purchasing mobile phone from a mobile manufacturer and charger from charger manufacturer. Now what am I doing? I will put this mobile phone and charger in single box. I am putting mobile phone and charger in single box and I am selling it as a package. Fine. So what is my business? Purchase mobile phone, purchase charger, put it into one box and supply it as a package for a single price. Now the problem comes regarding taxability. What is the problem? The mobile phone is taxed at 12%. The rate of tax on mobile phone is 12%, whereas rate of tax for charger is 28%. I repeat, rate of tax for mobile is 12% and rate of tax for charger is 28%. Now, am I selling mobile phone individually or am I selling charger individually? No, what am I doing? I am bundling it together and selling it as a package. Now, which rate of tax should I apply? Say I am selling this mobile phone for 20,000 rupees. I am selling it for 20,000 rupees. Should I apply 12% or should I apply 28%? The composite supply help us to answer this particular question. So how we come to the answer? The composite supply says once you understand that particular supply is a composite supply. Now in this case mobile and charger are naturally bundled and hence it becomes composite supply. So once you identify it is naturally bundled and it is a composite supply, the second step is to find out which one amongst these is a principal supply. So which out of these two products is a principal supply? In a mobile phone and a charger, tell me which one is a principal supply. What is principal supply? Principal supply is the main supply here. So you are purchasing mobile, along with that you are getting charger. It is not that no, you want to purchase a charger and you are getting a mobile phone along with it, right? Now in this example, mobile phone is the principal supply and once you identify which is the principal supply, the rate of tax should be of the principal supply. In other words, now for the supply of this mobile phone for rupees 20,000, what rate of GST I need to apply? It is 12%. Why 12%? Because 12% is the rate of principal supply. Though there is 28% rate, we are ignoring it and we are only focusing on what is principal supply and what is the rate of tax on the principal supply. Let us take one more example to understand the entire concept of composite supply in a much better way. In our previous class, while we were talking about naturally bundled or not, we said if airlines are providing a onboard food service, if airlines are providing along with transportation, they are also providing food when you are in the flight, then it is naturally bundled, right? Now let us understand what is the tax treatment there. Say the transportation by air is taxed at 5%. Transportation by air is taxed at 5%, whereas the food service, that is supply of food, is taxed at 12%. This is the example we are taking. So transportation by air is 5% and supply of food is 12%. Now this both, if supplied separately, no problem at all. If both are supplied separately, no problem. The problem comes when these two are put together and sold as a package. They will say pay 5,000 rupees, along with transportation we will also supply you the food. Now we need to understand what is the rate that we need to calculate on this 5,000 rupees. I repeat, on transportation rate is 5%. The rate of GST is 5% and on food the rate of GST is say 12%. Now you need to tell me which one amongst these two is a principal supply, whether transportation is principal supply or the supply of food. To understand what is the principal supply, you need to tell me what was my basic purpose. Whether my basic purpose was to travel or whether my basic purpose was to eat. If eating was my basic purpose, I would go to hotel and eat. So I am not traveling just to eat, right? So this food comes along with the transportation. That is to say, transportation is the principal supply and food is an ancillary supply. I repeat, transportation is the principal supply and food is the ancillary supply. So how do we determine the tax rate? On this 5,000 rupees, should I apply 5% that is on the transportation, or should I apply 12% which is on the food? That is very simple. I need to apply the rate of principal supply, that is rate of transportation, that is 5%. Though the food is taxed at 12%, I am ignoring that and applying the GST rate of transportation. So on this entire 5,000, 5% is the tax leviable, not 12%. So this is the concept of composite supply. Composite supply first says identify whether two products or two services are naturally bundled or not. If naturally bundled, then it amounts to composite supply. To identify the taxability, you need to find out which one amongst these two products are principal supply and you need to apply the rate of principal supply. So this was a summary of entire composite supply for you. In this class, we learned what happens if two or more products are naturally bundled and how the taxation works. If two or more products are naturally bundled, it will be called as composite supply. What happens if two or more products or services are artificially bundled? It will amount to mixed supply, and taxation of mixed supply and how mixed supply works we will discuss in our next class.